Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retail Management. For this year 2025, from February all the way to May, we'll be looking at retail management. We want to look at the academic aspect. Apparently, we all do buy and selling in this country, buying products or services, that's commodities in this country and all over the world. There's buying and selling going on. We all buy or sell either the products or the services. But most universities do not have this course they call retail management. They may have a piece of it in management, but they don't have it as a standalone course. So, but if you look at it as a standalone course, it improves the livelihood, it improves how people live in communities and in the world generally, because we all consume and we all buy. So we all buy and we all sell. So what are you buying? What are you selling? So that's what we want to look at and how it is done. So today is going to be the introduction. That's the first week. Today being the 1st of February 2025. We're going to look at the introduction and what are the objectives. The objectives will be what is retail management? What is retail itself? Then of course we'll be looking at what are the functions of retail. Then we close on that bit, because if we do it longer, you would either get bored and skip off the screen. However, because this is a school under tree or school under banana tree, use the screen, be watching the writings in English language most likely. Most often than not, it will be in English language. So the delivery language will be English language. And then you watch the screen for the details to contact us if you have questions or clarifications or you even disagree. Share them through our social media handles that are on the screen, and then we'll also respond appropriately. The name is H. Kwame Faglo. I'm your presenter. All right. Retail itself actually has got to do with retail is a business entity that sells products, goods, services to who? The end user. That's the families or individuals. So products, commodities encompasses goods and services. Product also, let's say product encompasses goods and services. All right. So it's not only physical goods. Physical goods are tangibles that you can touch. Goods are tangibles. They are physical products that you can touch. Services are intangible. You cannot touch them, mind you. Okay. So then the manufacturer, more often than not, does not deal directly with the customer. So the link between the manufacturer and the consumer or the customer is the retailer. And in between that, we have a wholesaler. So look at the chain very well. The manufacturer meets the needs of the wholesaler, who is the middleman. Then the middleman, who happens to be the wholesaler, meets the needs of the retailer. The retailer meets the needs of the end user, that's the consumer. So the end user is the consumer. The customer is someone who buys, but not necessarily the end user or the consumer. Let's make the distinction here. The customer buys the product, could be a consumer or could be someone who resell that product. So let's take a break and come back, please. Back to retail management, and I said retail management is a business entity that sells goods and services to the end user, that's the consumer. So then we have supermarkets, for an instance. They are retailers. We have various types of supermarkets. We have the giant one, we have the convenience shops that are close by you, that you can just walk in and pick items, blah 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 blah, and make payment and off you go. So those are also retailers. All right. So then what is the difference between the wholesaler, the manufacturer, the wholesaler, and the retailer, and then the consumer? The difference is that the manufacturer produces the product, the ware, or the services, generates the services. And then a lot of these products don't sell directly to the end user. They rather, because they produce in bulk, because of mechanization, we can produce in bulk, large quantities. Manufacturers produce in large quantities, maybe serving the whole world. So then it has to go through a middleman who is the wholesaler, who transports the items to the retailer. So the middleman or middlewoman is the wholesaler. So the middleman or the middlewoman is the wholesaler. They transport the whole product to the retail shop. Mind you here, The retailer is the one who is serving the consumer directly. The consumer is the end user, not necessarily a customer, because if it's a B2B, business to business, the business to business, that's a Maki or Makey, which is a shop in the US or global, produces, and then the end user could be a company that wants to buy maybe stationery, and they buy the stationery and then they sublet to other companies. So that's a customer. A customer can use it as, can use the product as an end product, or can resell the product. So that's a customer. But a consumer is the one who uses it, the product. That's the end user. So the retailers normally prefer B2C, business to customers. Okay, so they are a business. Retailer is a business, and so to customers, that's to consumers preferably, or to customers generally, it could be. All right. So to family and individuals. All right. So then we look at it that way. By and large, what are then the functions of retailers? Then what type of retailers could we have? The functions of retailers include what? They provide services, they break bulk, they have assortment, and then they increase value, or they serve as holding inventory. All right. So then let's take it one after the other. They provide services. Retailers, for instance, are supermarkets, could be supermarkets. You have some giant supermarkets that can house over 15,000 products from 500 companies. Over 15,000 products from 500 companies, all under one roof. And each of them, each of the products, we have various brands, we have various colors, we have various sizes, we have various prices, all under one roof. And that's brilliant, that's good. I mean, some of the supermarkets have variety of products. That's the assortment. We go to the second bit. But before we go to the second bit, look, some of the retailers, in providing services, they meet and greet customers or consumers that, or prospective customers that come to their shop. They meet and greet them, they may chat with them, they may give advice, they may explain the product to them. Some consumers or customers don't even know what they really want until the salesperson of the retail shop explains it to them. So when they explain to them, there could be new product, there could be new functions, then new functions of an existing product as a synthesis. They need to know which is the latest and how does it help better than the previous product. Then they do after sales services too. One key point is that they give credit where you can buy, consume, and pay later. Those are very good services they render. So they render various services. They also add value to the product. You would notice that sometimes they run promos. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get two free. Half price, 50% rebate and all that stuff. Black Fridays and all. So those supermarkets, they are big. They run all those things because they have breaking bulk. And so we look at breaking bulk and all that stuff. But generally, some of the world supermarkets, world giant supermarkets include what? Amazon, include Walmart. The biggest is Walmart. Then Amazon, which is mostly online, has taken over the world by surprise within a few years. Then, of course, we have Tesco's, we have Costco, we have Aldi, and then Sainsbury's. Then my good shop, Marks and Spencer, and various shops. These are all mostly foreign shops because I'm in Ghana, so I'm calling foreign shops. But then in Ghana, we have ShopRite. ShopRite is also global from South Africa. We have Malcolm in Ghana. All right, so we'll be looking at them in that line. All right, then we look at, we have just looked at providing services. What about breaking bulk? Breaking bulk is such that one cannot be moving from one place to another looking for the products from one manufacturer to the other. For instance, you want to have breakfast, maybe oats and then omelette and stuff, or you want to have maybe tea or chocolate product or cereal. Are you going to go to the factory of Kellogg? Are you going to go to Cadbury to buy just a cereal? Are you going to go to Nestle to buy a cereal? Those are things you cannot do. By the time you finish moving from company to company buying their items, the cereal product or the chocolate product, you'll be knackered before you get to sugar, or you get to milk, cream, or you'll be knackered before you go to the farm to get like cheese, or you want to get eggs. You will be finished and you are not buying enough. And your money is just, you are paid normally, you are paid weekly or monthly, and so you cannot buy so much enough to stock. So then this holding inventory also comes in, but generally they provide assortment of services under one roof. You see, so the assortments are so nice and easy. You enter the supermarket and you love it. They are large and they are nice entertainment, music is going on, and you see people, you meet and greet. Sometimes you meet your friends here and there and chat, and then you can even sit in and have some breakfast or lunch. You enter um, John Louis. John Louis have some very nice restaurant inside. Some of these supermarkets render other services. They have retail shops. Some of these retail shops, supermarkets are retail shops. Some of these supermarkets have other services like eatery inside. Like I said, John Louis, they have a restaurant inside. They serve good food. Get into John Louis and they take some nice food. Okay. Then you can have doctors also in there. You can have dentists in there. You can stylists, hairstylists all in there. So the assortment of products you can have. Product lines like clothing lines, from toothpick all to electrical gadgets all under one roof. China Mall does have it. China Mall does have it. So you look at those ones. Those are assortment of products. Then insurance is also done in some of the supermarkets. Then banking is also done by some of the supermarkets because they even give you credit card, credit to purchase items, and so is banking. All right. So that's the other bit of that other function. That's breaking bulk. So they buy the items in large quantity and reduce the size to tailor to meet the consumers or the customers or the consumer or the customer's need. You don't need 100 eggs in a day or in a week for your household. You need maybe 6 or 12. So they make a crate for you, you buy that one. But when the items are coming from the manufacturer through the wholesaler, it's massive. The eggs are from the farms, massive. You cannot buy a box of eggs, which is so massive of thousands of eggs. You cannot even store it. Even if you store it, for how long are you going to? It's going to go bad. So that's how good supermarkets can be. So they break bulk, make it easy. Some of them they run promos, and then you get it at a cheaper price because of economies of scale. Transporting it from the manufacturer, bulk, large quantities, it reduces the cost of transport at the retail shops. So you buy from the retail shops. All right. So that's breaking bulk. Then let's look at holding inventory. Holding inventory without the supermarkets. Let's take a break and back, please.
Dada bukwe misuwo mekewo akamiefu. Dada bukwe misuwo. Dada bukwe misuwo mekewo akamiefu.
Yes, back to retail management. We've talked about some of the functions. We've talked about breaking bulk. We've talked of providing services. We've talked about assortment. Now we're going to talk about holding stock. Holding stock or holding inventory is one brilliant aspect of supermarkets or retail. Retail generally, they house various products and in large quantities, such that if you need it at any time that they are open, you walk in and then you have it. Tesco's have a 24-hour service. You go in 24 hours, the whole day, the whole week, they are running. It's alive, just as human beings are alive. So is Tesco's alive. Tesco 24 is alive. It's not only Tesco's. Most of the shops, you go to Dubai, and a lot of the shops are running 24 hours. It's not unique to Tesco's alone. It's all over the place. Look, you'll be surprised how it works. It works so brilliantly, and people are shopping in the middle of the night because temperature is lower in Dubai than during the day. It's lower at night than during the day. And the day it can be so high, maybe about 30, 35, 37, 40 degrees Celsius, which is so hot. So when you're out, it's not too pleasant. But at night, when you're out, it's pleasant. The temperature comes down to 30, 33, sometimes lower than that. And it's so nice when you're shopping in Dubai at night because it's 24 hours. And so it is what it is. They hold a lot. So you buy what you want and you go home. You can come, you can have the entertainment. There are vehicles running 24 hours. That's transportation. It is beautiful when retails are running. So they hold the stock for us, we consumers, to go and buy from them at the time we want and we will. Okay, so that's holding stock, and that is very important. They also add the value, they add value to it. You know, the way retails operate is such that we need to have a good look at it. I've mentioned a couple of pointers so far. Club cards, credit cards, and all that are run by supermarkets. And the good thing about it is this, that they add value to the products that we buy from the supermarkets, but you may not have noticed carefully. Sometimes you're buying a dental cream and then they add a brush to it. You want to find out, is a brush by the dental cream manufacturer? So how do they make up for the monetary difference? Because you are buying just only the dental cream, but they've added the brush to it for you. You have to find out economies of scale, does that stuff. So they add some value to it. And then they have some arrangements like a vertical integration, such that retail shops or supermarkets, the giant ones, of course, what they do is that they have an arrangement with the manufacturer, the wholesaler, or the transporter to their end. And then some of them you produce only exclusively for them. For instance, Gap, Macy, for an instance, Gap. You don't find Gap selling any other product but Gap. You know, that's quite interesting about Gap. Globally, you don't find any other product than just Gap. You want tea, you go for Lipton. You want there are various cinnamon products of Earl Grey and Co. are out there for tea. You want butter, various type of butters. Look, Kerry Gold butter. You can get there's another one that Aldi butter and various type of butters. Look, this is how it works. So supermarkets are brilliant service providers for us. Let us not wash them off. Let's take a look at it and study it and improve on what it is in our various countries and in our various communities. It could be large, it could be small. They're doing a good service apart from the employment they're creating and the revenue they use to tend the community's environment. They are also environmentally friendly. You have Sainsbury's in the UK that runs green energy. They have wind energy that operates a whole big supermarket, big supermarket. The wind power, they use the wind to generate electricity to operate a big shop, and so they're operating on green energy. Look at them, retails, and then you would understand. So retail is a study we have to do, and the name is H. Kwame Afaglo. If you have any query or question or comment, please don't hesitate to share with us on social media, and we will respond appropriately. The addresses are on the screen for you to see. Thank you.